In the annals of history, there are few figures as enigmatic and captivating as Cleopatra. Known for her beauty, intellect, and unparalleled political savvy, she ruled over one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world. But behind the opulence and grandeur lies a story shrouded in mystery, intrigue, and some say, hatred. While Cleopatra's name is synonymous with luxury and allure, there's more to her story than meets the eye. Today, we're delving deep into the life of this remarkable queen, uncovering the secrets, scandals, and strategies that shaped her reign. Who was Cleopatra? Cleopatra was a very important queen in ancient Egypt. She was born around 70 or 69 BCE. Her full name was Cleopatra VII Thea Philopater. Her name means famous in her father. She was the daughter of Ptolemy XII, who ruled Egypt. Cleopatra was known for being very smart and ambitious. She became queen when her father passed away when she was still young. But it wasn't easy for her. She had to deal with complicated family situations and rule with her brothers. She even ruled with her son later on. Cleopatra had two famous boyfriends, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Her relationship with Julius Caesar helped her stay powerful in Egypt. After Julius Caesar was killed, she got involved with Mark Antony. This made things even more complicated in the Roman world. Cleopatra was not just famous for her love life. She was a clever ruler who had a big impact on Roman politics. Her connections with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony shaped the future of Egypt and Rome. She was known for being a powerful woman who could influence important men and change history. Sadly, her story didn't have a happy ending. The Roman armies defeated her and Mark Antony. Faced with being captured and humiliated, they chose to end their own lives in 30 BCE. Cleopatra's path to power was anything but ordinary. Her story begins at the tender age of 14 when she was thrust into a world of politics and intrigue. Her father, Ptolemy XII, had just been restored to the Egyptian throne after 3 years in exile. He appointed Cleopatra as co-regent, but with limited powers. This was a significant moment for young Cleopatra and marked her entry into the world of leadership. However, Cleopatra's rise to power was not without drama. Her elder sister, Berenice, had seized control of the throne during their father's absence and paid the ultimate price for it, her life. So, at just 14, Cleopatra faced the harsh realities of politics and power struggles. Cleopatra's story takes another twist when her father passed away in March 51 BC. At this point, she was 18 years old, and her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, was only 10. In the true pharaonic tradition, Cleopatra married her own brother to keep the royal bloodline pure. But it became clear that she had no intention of sharing power with him. Within months of becoming co-regent with her brother, Cleopatra made her intentions crystal clear. She swiftly removed Ptolemy XIII's name from official documents and made a bold move by featuring her face alone on coins. This was a symbol of her determination to rule Egypt independently. Cleopatra's ambition, intelligence, and ability to navigate the treacherous waters of Egyptian politics allowed her to seize control of the kingdom, defying the conventions of her time. She wasn't just a queen, she was a powerful and influential ruler. Cleopatra and Caesar. Let's dive into the captivating story of Cleopatra and her seduction of Caesar. This tale is filled with drama, intrigue, and a touch of romance. Cleopatra was a queen from Egypt. She wanted help from a powerful man named Julius Caesar, so she came up with a bold plan. She hid inside a big bag and was carried into Caesar's palace. Caesar, who was much older than Cleopatra, was charmed by her. He helped her become powerful in Egypt. But Cleopatra's brother, who was also her husband, didn't like this. He thought Cleopatra betrayed Egypt. There was a big fight, and Cleopatra's sister joined in, claiming to be the real queen. Just when things looked bad, Caesar's soldiers came and helped Cleopatra. Her enemies were defeated, and she became the ruler of Egypt. Cleopatra had a baby with Caesar, but he didn't officially say the baby could be the next ruler. When Caesar was killed, Cleopatra left Rome with her son. In Rome, there was a big fight for power. Two men, Octavian and Mark Antony, wanted to be in charge. Cleopatra's return made things even more complicated. Antony needed money to fight his enemies, so Rome wanted Egypt's wealth. Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Conveniently, Cleopatra had befriended Mark Antony during her time in Rome and supported him during a civil war. They agreed to meet in Tarsus to discuss Egyptian support against the Parthians. Cleopatra's entrance was nothing short of spectacular. Picture this: Cleopatra sailing up the river Kindus in a magnificent barge, sails of purple and oars of silver, all to the enchanting music of flutes and harps. She was a vision, draped in cloth of gold, akin to Venus herself. Mark Antony, much like Caesar before him, was utterly captivated. Antony couldn't resist Cleopatra's charm. Her voice, her presence, it was all bewitching. He left behind his responsibilities in Rome and spent a winter in Alexandria with Cleopatra. They were inseparable. During this time, Cleopatra sought Antony's support in removing a potential threat to her rule, Arsinoe. Antony's orders led to a shocking act on the steps of the temple in Ephesus. But politics were never far from Antony's mind. He returned to Rome to face the aftermath of a failed rebellion against Octavian, forming a powerful alliance called the Second Triumvirate. He married Octavia Minor in 40 BC to secure peace. However, Cleopatra remained a significant presence in Antony's life. In 37 BC, he returned to Alexandria, where another son was born. Cleopatra and her son Caesarion were crowned co-rulers of Egypt and Cyprus. Death of Cleopatra. Their fateful showdown took place at the Battle of Actium in Greece, a momentous clash that did not end well for the Queen of Egypt and her Roman general. Defeated, they had to retreat to Egypt, where Octavian eventually annexed the land, renaming it Aegyptus and exploiting its abundant grain production for the Roman economy. As Octavian's troops closed in on Alexandria, Antony rejoined the battle. Cleopatra, fearing the worst, sought refuge in her mausoleum, along with her treasured possessions and 2 loyal maidservants. A tragic misunderstanding occurred when Antony received word that Cleopatra had died. Heartbroken and feeling his honor tarnished, he chose to end his own life. But here's the twist: Cleopatra was still alive. Mortally wounded, Antony was brought to her side. Distraught, the 2 lovers were torn apart by fate. Antony's last wish was for Cleopatra to make peace with Octavian, but the victorious Roman leader had other plans. He wanted Cleopatra as a prize for his triumph. Facing the prospect of humiliation, Cleopatra made a heart-wrenching decision. Legend has it that she took her own life by coaxing a deadly snake to bite her. Tragically, her 2 handmaidens met the same fate, hinting at the possibility of poison being involved. Despite Cleopatra's desperate act, Octavian returned to Rome as the victorious hero, gaining absolute control over the rich kingdom of Egypt, which now became a Roman province. The era of one of the most powerful empires in history had begun. And that's how the story of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, came to an end in a swirl of drama, passion, and power struggles. Her legacy lives on as one of the most enigmatic figures in history. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more fascinating stories, and stay tuned for our next historical adventure. Thanks for watching.